Good evening and welcome back to the Heavy Workers channel. So I'm gonna do something tonight that I haven't done yet. You guys hear me talk about Kydex and how I make holsters and mostly nice sheaths. Actually, I've only made one holster. Well, I've actually made a couple of holsters, but I'm only really happy with one. The other ones are functional, but they're not as good as what I would like. My level of professionalism, not so much. So this is it's a Takamik knife. This is a very cheaply made knife. I mean, it's not super cheap. It is good steel, but it is foreign. This is a D2 steel, so this is really good steel. Actually, probably pretty good steel. USA made manufacturer, or excuse me, USA made design and crafted in China. So I mean, it is probably not that good. I didn't pay a whole lot of money for this. I probably paid $40 for this. Excuse me. But it's a good knife. It's pretty well balanced, as you can see. I mean, this has been my whatever I need to get done knife. I mean, it's got great jimping on the back here for your thumb. Big finger sweller here in the front. You can even back down to the regular grip here if you need to, and get some leverage on this and really chop something if you need to. It's a big knife. This is the Kydex they sent with it. Okay, you would think that locks in, but it really doesn't. I really don't want to cut myself doing this, but it really doesn't. I mean, I'm not trying very hard, and it just, I mean, just pops right out. All right. I did make a sheath for this, and you're not going to see me make one for this knife in particular. We're going to do my HRT tonight, but this is the sheath that I made for this knife here. A little harder going in, but that tension is there. I mean, yes, it comes out pretty easy going in. It's a little tougher getting it to go back home, but once it's in there, I mean, this thing is just not going anywhere. All right, and it comes out pretty easy. I mean, I don't really have to pull very hard to get this to come out. Getting in, again, like I said, getting it back in takes a little more than most people would probably want, but I like a good detent. I like my knives to be in there. I mean, I don't want to be jumping around backwards, forwards, whatever. I mean, cross the creek, whatever. I don't need that to. Oop! There goes my knife. Hanging upside down from a tree, trying to reach fruit or whatever, survival style. I mean, I don't need my knife to just like whoop fall out because I, slammed against the trunk too hard. But and I'll fix the tension going back in. That's really easy to do. But I mean, really not that hard. Doesn't really take that much to put that out. Put this knife into play. But this is the Kydex originally came with. This is the Kydex I made. Alright? I even used the same universal clip that they had. I just drilled more holes, so more points of contact than what they had. Bigger sheath, more points of contact, different ways of carry. I could chest carry. I could reverse rear carry for that style. I mean, it's just, I can do whatever I want with this. So, this is a great all-around knife. And for being a cheap knife, I have no complaints. But what you're gonna get in to see tonight is my Smith & Wesson HRT hostage rescue tactical knife here. This has been in my possession for many, many, many years. And as you can see, it has something taped to it. And you're like, yo, Aunt, what is that? Well, actually, it's just a wood shim. It's just a, 3/8 of an inch wood shim. It's a little bigger than the blade, only because this is the width of my MOLLE clips and my belt clips. So here's my belt clip. I need something to have the distance that I can put 2 screws in, right? And also, reverse. Or if I want to carry this knife horizontal, which I want to carry this knife horizontal, I don't want to carry it vertical. So horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. If I wanted to carry it vertical, obviously I would just turn this bracket to be horizontal, so my plate would be vertical. I'm making it vertical, so my plate will be horizontal. So that's how this works. Now, the Kydex I picked out for it was this honeycomb snow cam digicam thing. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. I think it's more of a staple than anything. I mean, it's pretty cool. This is I think this is an 8x8 or 8x10 sheet, or 10x10 maybe even. I think this is probably 8x8. Let's see. Yeah, that's 8x8. That is 8x8. Yep, 8x8. So this is 8x8 sheet, and how I know that is my finger from here to the tip of my middle finger is 7 1/8 inches. My hand is 8 feet in the air when I put it up like this, so I know where I'm going with this on measurements. But this is how this works. So we're gonna take our Digicam / Snowcam Kydex. Wait 1 second. I'm just going to grab one sheet of paper here. Set this down for a reason, and you'll see why. So let's see if I can do this the right way. So here we go. We have our heat press. We're at 395 degrees, 40-second time delay. All right. We're gonna put our printed side, which is this side. This is the non-printed side, obviously, down on a piece of paper. The reason for that being is I don't want this print to get put into my sponge here at the bottom. So the next Kydex that I make holds this print. I don't want that. Need to have a blocker in between there. All right. So I'm going to press it, lock it in there. It's going to count down to 0. It's going to beep at me when it reaches 0. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in this taco. I have to call it taco. This is taco press, okay? So this opens up. I'm going to put the knife in here. I'm going to fold the Kydex over, and then I'm going to press it and leave it in here for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right. Now you're just going to see that, and then you're going to see an end product video. So this is part 1. All right. You're not going to see the full fabrication of everything currently right now. You're going to watch this get pressed. I'm just walking through the system to press it, and then I am going to show you the next stages later on if I can figure out how to edit videos. If not, you're going to have to watch a very long video of step-by-step me working my way through this, which takes a good hot minute because I have several ideas of the way I want to carry something, and they never always turn out right until I find the perfect one, and then once I find the perfect one, it's like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I wanted. So I usually take my edge, fold it into the edge of the Kydex here, so that way when I play with my Kydex later on, I don't have an issue of potentially cutting my finger open like I did a couple weeks ago, and really hurting myself really good. Now this is very hot, and that is very hot. I mean, it just came out almost 400 degrees. And I'm just gonna press it down, get a nice good clamp on it. I'm gonna leave it sit there for 20 minutes. I'm currently in the process of molding several different holsters. Here we have, this is the Smith & Wesson Shield. Right here, this is a trigger guard holster before we work on it. It'll look way different when it's sent out the door. But this is how they start, and they end in a different style of product. Now, some of these things we can't use and some we can use. The big main thing to look for is, trigger guard spacing here, enough room up here for a clip. This unevenness right here, you see that one's leg is higher than the other. It doesn't really matter because honestly, this is where the trigger actually starts. It really doesn't go anything above the actual trigger guard. That's why it's called a trigger guard holster. So that's how this works. This is the XDSC. This is the mold of the gun. This is the holster that I molded. I literally have to pry it apart to get it to pop off. So, not very easy. These will be tensioned properly, I promise. These come out all the time. We do a lot of these. And they're something I probably would never personally own, but not opposed to. But thanks for watching the Everyday Workers channel, and I hope you get to expand your knowledge with this today, and we will see you guys in the next video shortly. Thank you for watching.